All right, people, nearly 10, probably 11 years ago now, Angela Merkel decided that Europe should open its borders to millions of third world migrants to come in the name of fleeing persecution/war. How did that turn out? Immediately after Angela Merkel's decision, back in 2015, immediately after Angela Merkel's decision, hundreds, if not thousands, of German women were sexually assaulted in Cologne, where they were just doing what ordinary Westerners do, i.e. celebrate the New Year. This should have alarmed a lot of people, but instead of doing something about it, actually, let me play you this video.
Last night, these women came together to support those who had suffered days earlier.
The perpetrators must be caught and brought to justice. Measures should be taken, and we should show solidarity amongst each other, men, women, foreigners, against violence.
Starting on the square in front of Cologne Cathedral, hundreds then made their way through the city, where dozens of women were sexually harassed, assaulted and mugged on New Year's Eve. Jenny had a firecracker put into her jacket, then her phone stolen.
Then I heard a sizzling sound in my hood, and I somehow tried to get it out of my hood. Then it fell into my jacket and burned everything. The scars will stay. I was lucky that it didn't explode. My mobile phone was gone afterwards.
The attackers, who also targeted this area outside the main station, are described as young men of Arab or North African appearance, which has led to anti-migrant campaigners claiming this is proof Germany is letting in too many refugees. One woman who was there, though, said they looked like regular pickpockets, and leaders are urging people not to come to foregone conclusions, but say they're taking swift action.
This morning we developed measures which should prevent such incidents in the future. This is very important. It is also important that we don't let it take away from celebrating Carnival because of such incidents.
Despite there being no suspects or arrests, the event has clearly shocked so many. Police now need to find out who was behind the assaults, described as a new dimension of crime. Frankie McCamley, BBC News.
That's when the media was doing its job properly. They reported on it and they said, well, something needs to be done. However, at that very moment, something really went wrong culturally in the West. Instead of trying to address that problem head on, what they decided, probably got a directive from up above, or maybe it was their own ideological inclination. So at that moment, they decided that instead of doing something about it, they should in fact gaslight the natives for complaining about sexual assault, violence, stabbing, etc. I know we focus a lot on Britain because of our common culture and shared values and shared language, I guess. But the rest of Europe sometimes looks even worse than the UK. Have a look at this. This is Italy. This is Rome. Julius Caesar, if he was in a grave, would be rolling in his grave. Have a look at this. No police, no nothing, no one can stop him. You have literally brought in psychopaths from cultures you have no understanding of, and you have released them to live amongst your civilized people. People who don't know how to fight, people who probably never even seen blood. For the life of me, I cannot work out, where's the Italian mafia? Where are the Italian gangsters? That just tells you in the last 20 years or so, as the West was being pussified, they were bringing in ultra-aggressive men from cultures that are still living in medieval times.
Ok.
Oh my God, look at this. Oh, boom! That picture like I don't remember. I don't know where it is. I think I've been through that. I remember I could smell piss through this hallway. It could be the same hallway. I don't know. I think it's very popular. It's right in the heart of Rome. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe that's a very common style. But I remember going through a similar hallway on a street where all I could smell was piss and people lying on the ground not Italians, just these migrants from foreign cultures. See? I think it's the same place. Look at this. Yeah, people are just lying there. They're just treating it as a living room. Oh my God, another political splash. Look at this, guys. Who did this?
Simone, attento.
Who allowed this? I don't know how people are tolerating this. We don't have a problem with illegal migrants, okay? We have a problem with legal migration. We do have a problem of Australian culture and Australian values being sidelined by incoming migrants, as is the case. But we still have migrants mostly coming from India, okay? I don't want Australia to turn into India. I don't want Australia to turn into Pakistan. I don't want it to turn into anything other than Australia. So we're not as bad. And my activism is all about just hoping that the people of Australia wake up and see this. But if this was happening in Australia, I swear to God, I would be running for office. I don't know. I would be doing something. I would be doing a lot more. This is a perfect breeding ground for next Mussolini, for next Hitler, for next dictator. Otherwise, how else do you stop this? Giorgia Meloni, she came on the promise that she would get rid of all these illegal migrants. I don't know. I'm not very familiar with Italian politics. I don't know how it works, but I'm assuming the EU stands in the way and the justice system stands in the way. I'm assuming that's the reason. So that tells me that the civilized world that follows the rule of law, those countries are massively constrained by bureaucracy, legislation, red taping, whatever you want to call it, or the EU itself, whatever you want to call it. All of these things people are looking at as shackles to their feet. How do you break away from these shackles? You give rise to a strongman, to a dictator who comes in and, it's not that difficult. It really isn't. Bring in 1,000 armed Italians, 1,000 infantry soldiers, round them up, do whatever you want to do with them, put them wherever you want. But of course, you can't do it because you have the rule of law, and the law says, oh, everyone is equal. These guys, look at them. The police is hopeless. They can't do anything. He knows if he does something, he'll lose his job, might end up in prison. He might end up in prison where others like him are already waiting and they will kill him. That's how bad the entire system is. Oh my God, his ass is hanging out. Look at that. Oh no, he's got something. No, I don't know. I can't tell. What have you done? Oh my Lord. How do they find money to get high, to get drugs? It's just... Don't you guys have uninhabited islands? Just saying. It's cussing at the police. Have a look at this, guys. This is Rome. This is Kurt Kaz. Have a look at this. This is Rome.
Look at this. Look at the states of the city. This is Rome, guys.
Like the Casbah.
This looks like in Bangladesh or something. Look at this, guys. Look at the states of this place. Look at this, guys. This is Rome. This is Europe. Does this look like Europe to you?
Actually, yeah.
I don't see a single Italian here, guys. I am more Italian than any of these people. Look at this.
Occhio amico mio, perché noi qua non siamo ben visti, quindi stiamo sempre attenti, occhi aperti.
Look, the kids. That's what we call ghettoization.
Occhi aperti.
Sì.
È la strada molto pericolosa dove spacciano e vendono roba fatta.
What do you think will happen when you bring in people and just release them, just go do whatever you want? What do you think will happen? Where are all those wokes who say refugees are welcome? Why don't I see them in these ghettos? Maybe she might be one of them. She actually looks the right age. She looks the part. Short hair, boomer, teeth missing. It could be her. She might be refugees are welcome. But she needs a reality check very soon. She'll get it. She'll get it. Don't worry about that. What is it? Why did you allow them to set up shops like that? That doesn't look Italian. When I went to England and I noticed something, in Pakistani-dominated areas, the street architecture will change. The way shops look, the whole appearance of the street will change. And I said, oh, that's where they made the first mistake. They did not apply their building codes or their normal regulations on migrant communities as they apply on the mainstream society. So I've seen that in Australia. Yeah? You can't just open up a shop in the middle of a suburb. You can't do it. You just can't do it. You have to go to a plaza, to a shopping center, or a designated set of shops. You have to open up a shop there. And also over there, you have to follow the guidelines. You can't just put rolling doors. You can't put stuff outside. You get heavily fined. But I am now starting to see those regulations are being ignored in migrant areas. Lakemba is a prime example of that. The more we relax our laws or regulations to accommodate those people, the more you incentivize the ghettoization. Look at this. This is, I don't know, this is Pakistan or Bangladesh. I don't know where it is. Look at this, how they live. I don't know where it can't be Pakistan. I think it's probably Syria or something. I don't know. I don't know where it is. Look at that. I used to blame the government, but now I am convinced that it's not just the government's fault. It's a cultural thing, guys. It's a cultural thing. If you look at Japan from 1930s and 1940s, they were clean. They're focused on cleanliness. Look at this. This is France, cultural enrichment. A migrant sets fire to a bar full of people in Lyon, France. Look at this. Look at this. Looks Algerian or look at this. Young man, fighting age man. That's what we tell you. Look at this. He's about to set it alight. There you go. And the people are inside. He did it. Look at this. Can you believe this, guys? The people inside. None of the men inside went out. All you had to do is like, come on, guys, let's take him. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. I don't know what is the solution to this madness. The first responsibility lies with the politicians who enable this, and then the next generation of politicians double down on that. And the third generation of politicians can't seem to do anything about it. Again, guys, Australia doesn't have to go down this route. We don't have to go down this route. Wake the fuck up. Last video, let me show you this. Look at this. Look at the kind of people who are coming in. Look at these doctors and engineers. They're on their way to Europe. Look at him showing his skills with surgical equipment. Oh my God. Seriously, what would anyone do in face of this? What would you do? Like 4 of these thugs just walk up to you with these swords. You're sitting ducks. Our societies are not designed for these kind of interactions. And this is what they are releasing on us.